All right, so the jurisdiction reads: the plaintiff was arrested on June 20th, 2015, charge 15CF016567, page 1 of count 1, for giving a compliment to a customer. I told 3 body-built white boys they have a very clean, cool personnel, and proceeded to buy my groceries at Publix. As I walked out the store, a blonde sheriff deputy walks up and starts with a trespassing citation, requesting not to come back. When I got home, I called corporate and spoke to a Cassie. She couldn't give a last name. I explained the situation. He said, speak to the store manager, and if he denies, call back, and I will further assist you. 3 days later, June 20th of 2015, I wanted to sign up for the gym. All the owners, it looked like, were outside putting up signs. I stopped my car and went to ask if I can continue shopping at Publix. Explaining the situation, the same sheriff walks up behind me, and I spent 15 days in isolation while being transferred to isolation. The CEO slammed me into the walls and doorways for no reason. When I got to my cell, I asked for food, and they denied me until the following morning. Page 2, count 1, arrest date April 19, 2015, case number 15MM021838, battery touch strike. My mother's boyfriend punched me in my mouth, and my mom called the cops. When he arrived, I told him of the situation. He wanted to Baker Act me. I said no. He charged me with a battery. Spent 9 days in isolation, again being transferred from his car to my holding cell, where I sat in handcuffs in the backseat of a car for more than 2 hours. I walked to my holding cell with fatigue. When I got to the holding cell, I asked for a clean cup of water and fainted. I remember the guards lifting me from the ground and slammed me on the wall, where they placed me in a black strap, crying, pleading for mercy from the pain of a gunshot I have to my back. They forced me to take the mugshot. Then transferred me in restraints to isolation. Still 2 years. 2 years later, and my back will not heal. Count 1, page 3, shows a case dated arrest 7/20/2011, case number 11MM024011, where I was chased by an officer, and I'm stating them as the way the papers are laid and the order which they're laid, so that they couldn't get lost or anything. So I don't know why he's being such a hardhead with me. Who I had seen walking out of the gas station. I was chased by an officer who seen me walking out of a gas station. I was in a caddy with hydraulics, and my front end scraped the ground. When he turned on his siren and lights, I parked into the parking lot, and he proceeded in running my name. It was July. Windows just got tinted, so I got out and sat on the trunk of my car. He then got out of his car and arrested me for resisting an officer, and towed my car. Also lost about $1,000 I had in cash. He left it on the trunk of the car, so he says. I bonded out at like 2 o'clock in the morning that same night. And on the way home, my mom stopped at the McDonald's. I got into an argument and jumped out the car because I didn't want to hear it. The McDonald's lady called the cops. They took so long with the food. I got back in the passenger side of the car when the sheriff deputy vehicles pulled in. As we pulled out, they got in front, they got in front of us and asked for my name. And I got arrested again for trespassing. As I was being arrested, I asked how would I be allowed back to McDonald's. The officer told me get a letter from the owner and file it downtown. 3/28/2011, which is page 4 count 1, page 5, count 1 is arrest, which is page 4, count 1, page 5, count 1 is arrest date 9/29/2011, trespassing, being that I had brought the letter downtown. I was adjudicated of all charges. Page 6, count 1 is a trespassing charge dated 2/20/2009, case number 09MM020971. I had a friend pass away that same day, and I stopped at the church and pulled the American flag. Halfway, the officer pulled in, arrested me for trespassing in the parking lot. $1,000 bond in the parking lot. $1,000 bond on count 2, page 1, dated 7/20/2008. I was Baker acted for asking my mom for her car. I wanted to find Brooke Hogan. She had left me her address on her show, being that I'm a Cuban, and I seen them acting like Tony Montana. I wanted to go to Miami and find her. Reason is I went to her concert and we couldn't stop from not looking at each other. I turned around and went to the bar. Didn't think anything of it till I am sitting at my house one day and I'm hearing my name being called. I figured out that it was my TV. All I seen was Brooke Hogan calling my name, chasing another guy named Jay on the beach. Page 2, count 2, dated 10/30/2013. I was just explaining my philosophy. She acted like she couldn't understand. I got angry, so I left for a run. When I got back, there was a sheriff deputy waiting in my driveway. He asked me if I'm taking my medication. I told him when I need to. He then told me to come with him. I'm going to have to Baker Act you. Being that on page 1, count 2, I was strapped down to a table and injected. I followed all hospital procedures. I have pictures of a CT scan showing a hole in my head and cartilage missing from the left side of my brain. I don't think the medication Haldol or Risperdal is a safe treatment for the diagnose. It says for diagnose. Page 3, count 2, dated 02/14/2014. I pay rent in a room in her house with my belongings in my room. She was yelling at me for no reason. I went to my room, slammed the door, and jumped on my bed. I had a ninja knife and threw it at my dresser. Again, she swarmed and yelling at me and called the sheriff department again. I was Baker acted and forced brain shrinking medication. Page 4, count 2, dated 4/2/2015 is another incident where I think the law overreacted. I'm in the middle of a federal Social Security case where I keep being denied. Told Samantha Blake, I just can't take no more. I just can't take no more. I just can't take no more. Hung the phone up crying, and I then had 2 officers at my door ready to Baker Act me. Page 5, count 2, dated 3/3/2011. My room I've been living in since 2013 was making me sick. I replaced some of the walls already, just needed the roof done, and my mom got upset and called the sheriff's office and tried to have me Baker acted. Again, the officers, Howie, said I was having delusional thoughts and he wanted to Baker act me for my mom. I refused. They pulled out what I thought was a gun with a red beam and scared me just to talk of the situation. May 29th, case number 17TR010076. Found not guilty. The Lee County Sheriff Department had no grounds on blaming me. I've been without a driver's license since 2/30/17. In the ER, I told them I am a victim. And then it goes to count 1, then page 1, the first arrest, then page 2, the second arrest, which I'm explaining in my jurisdiction, and that was everything there, dog.